Okay, that was pretty easy for me to load that last video up to YouTube. So hopefully this will be just as easy and I can get this over with. But I don't mean get it over with because I enjoy talking to you guys. But some people say I mowed them out. Well, I think it's called a gift for gab. But let me tell you. Where I left off was that they made me miss my bus, the 12:15 bus, because he dragged and acted like it was bad weather. But as I showed you, I took the video. There was no bad weather, and there was no rain or snow. The traffic was zooming on the other side of the highway. So, they gave my ticket, and I told you I saw the girl with the dog going through my things, and I just decided if I had to go to the bathroom, I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna worry about them things. Let them go keep taking what they want, or going through or putting whatever they want in my water or whatever, because they were still contaminating some of my things that I had bought. So I was sitting there, and I called my daughter and told my daughter, because I just happened to look at the ticket, and the ticket said PM. Now, the guy at the desk told me, what did he tell me? Oh, he told me AM. So he told me my bus wasn't leave till that morning. I was expecting to spend the night there. And if I hadn't looked at my ticket, if God hadn't said, Pearl, see what the real time on the ticket is. If I hadn't looked at my ticket, I would have been waiting until the morning and wouldn't have been paying no attention and saying that the bus left out at 9:25 p.m. So I would have missed my bus. And as the girl said, the clerk said at the other place, if you miss your bus, you'll have to pay $20 to get on the other buses. So I only had $20 because I told you she charged me $40 for one bag and $15 for the other bag. So they know what's in my pocket. They know exactly what I have. They know I'm telling you, as a tired individual, they know everything about you. So they knew I only had $20 left in my name. I think it was 20, but I did not have enough to pay. I still had 2 more buses to go, so I wouldn't have had enough to pay to get on both buses. So, they told me, so they knew that if they told me that my bus left out at 9 o'clock a.m. and it actually left out p.m., I would have missed that bus. So, I look and, I go, cause it's about the time. I think it was about the time. I go and I asked the, lady, cause the guy had gone, I asked her at the, counter now. She trying to ignore me. She see me talking. No, what I asked her the first time. I asked her, about, since the guy had told me I could pick up my tickets, a new set of claim tickets at 6 o'clock in the morning. I told her that he had gave me wrong information, that I needed to pick up my tickets this night. So she told me that I didn't need no claim tickets, that if I had the destination to where I was going, and if I knew, the names on my tickets, that, I could get my, luggage, my bags. So I said, okay. So, I'm looking and watching, trying to see what time, because I know I got to be right there when this bus pulls up, because they'll leave me again, and I don't have $20 to pay 2 ways to get back home, so I would have been stranded. So what happened was I went up there and I asked her, I'm looking at the gates trying to see which gate is going to show which bus leaves at 9:25 going to Chicago, and nothing was showing me that. I went from one gate and looked at all of the little neon letters, whatever, and none of them would tell me which gate I could catch to get my 9:25 bus. So I go to the the dispatcher, the ticket agent, and she's trying to ignore me. Now it's 9:08. My bus leave at 9:25. And she's trying desperately not to give me any attention and tell me what gate my bus leaves at. So I get my phone. If I hadn't had this phone with a camera, do you know how much I'd been up the creek? This phone opened up a lot of doors. So soon as I pulled out my phone and I started talking, I said, now look at her over there ignoring me, trying to get me to miss my bus. And then she said, I say, now I'm asking. So then she came and she gave me some attention. And she told me my bus is at leaves at gate 2. So I'm in gate 2 waiting on my bus because I done dragged them bags over there again. I'm in gate 2 waiting on my bus. And I'm in gate 2 waiting on my bus, and I hear her saying, Chicago, gate 3. And I looked at her. They changed it at the last minute. So now I got to drag my bags over to gate 3. Everybody's on the bus but me. Everyone's on the bus but me. I get on the bus, and there are no seats. Would you believe that? No seats. The bus is completely packed. Now, all the way to the back, there was a guy and his lady, and they had a baby, and the baby had the car seat, the little stroller, whatever that thing is, and that was sitting in one seat. And in front of him, there was the lady with the dog who I caught going through my bag. Now, as I tell you, all these people are in on it together because with the bus driver trying to go through my purse, with the security guard taking my things out of my bag, laying them on the ground, with the guy that was putting the bags on the bus, with him taking my bags on and off and putting them in this packed them up in this big box that would tear apart. You know, this bit was extremely organized. So I get on the bus. The girl that I complained about, that I told them to look at the camera. She was going through my things with her dog. She's sitting in one seat and the dog sitting in another seat. So I asked the guy with the baby and the girl, cause they holding the baby. I know they didn't pay for no seat for no car seat, and I know they didn't pay for no ticket for no car seat. So I asked him to move. Would he please remove the can I sit there? Remove the baby thing. He told me no. He was not going to remove it. So I said, would you? He said he didn't have to. I said, well, would you please remove it? He told me no. And his attitude was he was angry. You can tell his attitude, he was angry. So he'll say, well, why do you ask her to move her dog? I said, because I think, number one, the dog is more important than a baby seat. I say, because he could sit the baby seat on the floor. There's plenty of room to sit the baby seat on the floor. But he's going to keep it in the seat. Well, I'm not going to move it. And so a guy in front, even though he on some of them working the favor sometime, he told him, he said, why are you being so disrespectful? He said, he told the girl, he said, move that dog and let her sit down. He said, now y'all know she don't have a seat. This elderly lady, she don't have a seat, and y'all gonna let the dog and the baby thing sit in take up all the space. Have a seat. So he said, you don't have to be so mean. You don't have to be so disrespectful. So the girl up front say, well, I'm pregnant and I don't want a dog sitting in my lap. So, but she moved the dog, so I was able to sit down. But why would you put me on the bus where there's no seat? And then I had to argue to sit down because they got a dog. And I'm telling you, there were dogs on every bus. And again, there's no Wi-Fi. So my daughter calls and I tell her that I won't be leaving in the morning and I'm already on my way. Now, my daughter tell me there's nobody to pick me up. I come to find out later, my brother would have picked me up. So my family had lied across the board too. But uh, I did to Chicago, and Miss Kim picked me up. Well, we all know the story, but that was some trip. There were all them stops there, and on the back, on my way back, were all them stops. But as I made the video, as I said, when I got to Mr. Larrabee's house about people coming up missing in their travels riding on these buses, I was well aware that uh, people were missing and the government was not reporting all these people that had vanished on their way back and forth across this country. As I told you, my sister-in-law has vanished, and we haven't heard anything about her in about 3 years, and there's been no police investigation or anything like that. Not the way it should be. Um, but when I saw that campground, now this is, I'm into, oh, I'm gonna do good. This is, I'm into 11 minutes, and I'm about finished with everything I got to say. But I want to go in great detail, and I want you to see the videos. I think it's about 38 total, but I think I took hundreds of all the things that were happening. I want you to see how organized and planned stuff is. How this Satanism has infiltrated our society so much where you're not safe. On the way there and on the itinerary it says 14 stops, and I wound up making over 40. And on the way back, there was no Wi-Fi service there, no way for me to communicate. And I know other people had on these torture buses, where you get on these buses. And like I'm telling you, they tortured me all the way on these buses. So there's no telling what they done to other individuals on these buses who had no way to communicate or reach their people with no Wi-Fi, no phone service, and the whole bus is set up where, or the whole community where they take you to, is set up where you're there and you're in the midst of this cult, the Satanistic cult. But I didn't know how the depth was, and that's how I know that God has me doing this. God has me finding out this stuff until I went to that campground. And I saw it was a sacred sacrificial site with a stone circle and the Anunnaki stone and all the other systems that were set up. So if you were at that campground, you could vanish very. If you were just a regular camper, you can vanish very easily by going to this campground. So, and then on the way back, they pulled the same thing where they had me shut off from any communication. None of the payphones worked. No Wi-Fi on the buses. No Wi-Fi at the stations. So when I saw remember I told you earlier in the first video about the guy who went in the station, and they just showed a video of him running out, leaving all his stuff behind, and he was never seen again. So, it's very serious that there is a picture that I want to mention. There's a few pictures I want to mention. One is, these are their people. All of them play these, like they do these false flags. All of them do the street theater. There was some, you'll see two pictures I think I had of some people who look like Quakers. The Amish. And we know, and I know a little bit about Amish, they pride themselves on shying away from technology. They don't use any form of technology. But these witches, when they try to cast spells, and they tried to do that a few times while I was in the station, they play these games and they dress up like people they're not. They try to act like they're disabled. They pulled all that kind of stuff. Trying to act like disabled to get your attention, to be around you, to try to talk to you. But I noticed that these weren't Amish or really Quakers, because secretly they were using their phones. They were using technology on me. And I know people Quakers don't do that. The Amish don't do that. They wouldn't have cell phones or laptops or that other MK Ultra weaponry. And I knew they were witches. And another thing, they gave them away because I have followed Quakers and the Amish and listened to them talk, quite a few of them, and you could tell that they were faking. They really didn't know the right language. They were good. They were good, but they weren't good enough to fool me. Anybody had not paid attention to how people's languages are or how they speak, pronunciations. You know, I can tell the Irish from the Scottish, the Polish. I pride myself on being able to, the Irish, to pick up on different little things. But I knew they were not speaking Amish. So that was a big giveaway. And then when I saw them trying to do some kind of cast some spell, reading the books, and I told you I've been through that before, where they try to cast these spells and start mumbling things and the chanting. Well, but once they realized, now if you look at some of the videos that I took of them, you'll see on their face they know they cold busted. That's a lot of things. People cannot hide their real emotions. You can see the guilt. You can see the fear. You can tell when they know they've been cold busted. So, look at that video, those videos. But as I was saying, you would think you're in a community surrounded by a lot of people that are all actors, like them Amish, them people that were acting like they were Quakers, or they're all actors. They have set up a system so tightly knit. And another thing they gave them away, out of all the people, every one of that, the bus station would get so crowded. When I was first getting there, and you see all of them people at that bus station in Chicago, downtown, this was the 7th of November. This was not Thanksgiving. Do you see how many people were in the station? It was packed. It was not one seat. People were standing around. On the 7th of November? Not even a weekend? And it's that many people with all that luggage. You should see that. Take look at them. That video, people. It's an eye awakening. One guy, and you hear me say on one video, he's clearly a witch. He's clearly a warlock. He has his black fingernails. He has his black. Like I told you, I studied witchcraft. He is clear, and he just one that you could have picked out in a movie and say, that's a witch. Because I've seen that witch in a movie. He's a warlock. But he was on the bus, as you see, and he followed me. He went all the way to Spokane with me. For one bus, and his attitude, you can tell there was something seriously wrong with him. But as I said, at the downtown Chicago bus station, it was crowded like it was a holiday weekend. And this was November 7th. All the actors there. All that luggage with all the energy weapons. Because when they get me in a spot where they think they can do something, they load it up with all kind of stuff. And you'll see all that luggage and stuff piled together. And that wasn't normal. But, as I said, coming back here, it really opened my eyes that not only was the buses, these hotels, motels dangerous, but these campgrounds, these forests, these parks. And the thing is, I knew that these park rangers knew about it. I knew that this place was specifically set up for satanic worship. And these park rangers knew about it. And the cab that took me there knew about it. Now, when I got home yesterday, I had meant to do this because I felt it was very serious, and that I probably will be turned off with this YouTube thing pretty soon. That I won't be here to relate this. No, I'm not going anywhere. Well, I'm gonna be in danger and things like that. But I just might not be in a position to uh, tell the story. So I do want to get it out there. So I did yesterday. I looked. I went on YouTube and I looked up um, missing people missing from forests, preserves, campgrounds. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of videos of people missing, and there are thousands of stories of how the government has known about it. Some of them supposed to be saying they're some kind of strange men living in the woods. Some saying I'm not sure exactly what it was. It could be all of them, all of the above, or none of the above. You know what I'm saying? Could be Anunnaki, could be some kind of alien, could be some kind of Sasquatch, could be some kind of madman, could be some kind of animals living in the wood. It could be satanic witches to sacrifice people. Like I said, it could be all or none of the above. I don't have an exact answer for it, but I know there's an extraordinary amount of people coming up missing in the United States and other parts of the world every day that's unexplained, and the amount of people missing is tremendously large. It's too large for there not to have been major investigations to see where these people have disappeared to, like my sister-in-law. So, as I said, I went to YouTube and just to YouTube, and there's thousands of people. You got to do your research of how people are vanishing from the forest preserves, from the parks, and from the camping grounds. Now, one of the ones I looked at yesterday says, let me get my paperwork because I made some notes, that a little boy came on missing. And his father was right there. Him and his little brother and his father was right there. But there were so many. But this is just maybe one or two of the stories I'm going to mention right quick. My time's 22 minutes, so I'm doing good. But they say every time when people come up missing, they're usually to hinder the search for these people, a storm come up all of a sudden. And they say they don't know whether, in some of these stories, they say they don't know whether these storms come about because these things know something, a storm finna come out and finna take these people before the storm or whatever. But as I told you, when I was at that campground, those planes overhead caused that storm. They caused that rain because the guy that told me to move my stuff that held the flashlight, he knew what was on the ground that I left behind. And when I went to get myself the next morning, the only things that I had really truly left behind that I needed was my Bible and my matches to make fire. So when he was scanning the ground, he wanted me not to have a way to make fire, so he knew my matches would get soaking wet. He knew it was going to rain. And he wanted my Bible to get soaking wet and destroy my Bible. But I dried the matches out and I was able to use it, but God spared me again. I wasn't able to make a fire with the matches, but I had an old cigarette lighter that I had that God always provides. He always provides me something. And it had rained all night. Remember I told you all my things were soaking wet? When I went to get my Bible, it was wet on the outside. But just around the edge was there. What was that? Was that a rat just running in front of me? What is that? Let me see what that is standing in front of me. Is that a rat, squirrel, or? Well, I'm not going out there and play with it. Because I don't know what it could be. Oh, it ain't nobody piece of paper. But, but, I had knew about the harp from watching all the videos. And that's the thing. People say, well, these things are not happening. We have too many things happening in this world today for me to say anything won't happen, especially with what I've been seeing going on with me. But uh, I knew about that the government's weather control machine harp, and I knew about seeding the clouds years ago of how you can seed the clouds to make it rain. I think even before I knew it was a government project, I think I had heard of people doing it, companies doing it, especially when they were having the crops weren't getting rain. They had found a way to seed the clouds to rain where they could have rain for their crops. Well, the government always improvise and make the best thing they can. They turn it into a weapon. Um, but as I was saying, I knew that once I saw those videos yesterday, where mysteriously, all of a sudden, when they tried to searchers would try to search for these missing people, how mysteriously it would start raining, and there would be no tracks, no footprints because the rain would destroy everything. And I also noticed on one of the videos, it said that the parts that people usually came up missing from, what did I do my paper? Because I wrote it on my paper. And I was supposed to look up and see what the park was that I was at. But they had names on the parks that people usually sacrificed at or came up missing from. And one of the names, let me see, can I find it right quick? One of the names was Bowl something. They were always the devil's edge, the devil's something, or some bowl. And the place campground that I was at was bowl something too. Now, I'm telling you, do your research. Now, what if the boy came up missing? 12 other people came up missing. And each time there was a rain or something to interfere with the search. They had assigned the FBI investigator to monitor these disappearances and find out what's going on. And conveniently, one day after he started his investigations, he committed suicide. Really. Now, what I wanted to do was, since I had seen this, where all these people were missing up from these different campgrounds, especially the one that said Bowl where I was at, and see the most of the people they took were elderly, children, or people that were vulnerable, that were weak, that could not fight back. But see, while I was there, I'm not the vulnerable, I'm not the weak, and I will fight back. And see, these other people that they had taken were vulnerable. And another thing that stood out, because I had my hammer, I had me a pretty good knife, and the one thing that stood out in one of the videos was that most of the people that were taken, not most, anybody that had a gun was never taken. Isn't that something? Anybody that could defend themselves weren't taken. But a child, an elderly woman, a person without any weapon were taken. And that perked my ears up too. So these things that are taking these people are not stupid. They don't want to get hurt in the process of taking you. So that's why they didn't really try to take me at the camping ground. But do your research again. I'm telling you again, people, and be prepared. If you travel, do not go out there where you're depending on your phone or your Wi-Fi or your data to call for help. Especially if you have to run out of place and you think you're running into the arms of the law to help you. And the law is the ones who's the criminals. But these, as I said, these park rangers and a lot of government officials know what's going on. A lot of these law agencies know what's going on. All these people vanishing is being underreported. So, what I did yesterday, I put in how many people have vanished from Spokane campgrounds. And there are hundreds of people who have vanished in Spokane, Washington. Now, when I looked at one video, I just chose, I didn't want to look at a lot of videos about all these missing people. But one I did look at. And it was about some people missing from that Spokane campground. But the seemed like the dates that they were missing were old dates. I think the earliest date that a person came up missing that they reported at campground was in 2000. So that's telling me that people are still coming up missing. They have not. People still coming to murder missing, but they're not reporting it. And why would they do that? Were people getting interested in why all these coincidences, why people were missing from these campgrounds, or missing from these bus terminals, or missing from, and they stopped reporting them? Because in 2000, I know people didn't stop vanishing. These government agencies are not putting the list of people missing out anymore. It's probably not hitting the media. The media is not talking about it because the media is paid for by the government. So the media, just like they did not report my sister-in-law coming to missing. So that means a lot of people are missing and nobody knows because it's not being reported. Now, this is very important that if you know someone who has somebody who's come up missing, because I see there's a lot of people who are still trying to get information about loved ones as they don't know that's vanished and they don't know what's happened to them. It's very important that people put this information out there, that our government knows what's happening to these people. They're not reporting these people being missing. And if you don't report it and put this information, even if you do, even if you put ads in the paper, even if you put flyers out, these government agencies going to hinder you where you won't find any information what happened to your loved ones. Now, this is the most important message I can put out there. It might be the last message I might be able to put out. Now, I'm telling you how uh, good I am in my God, how much faith I got in him. Because I told you, our government has killed people for putting out less information than what I'm saying now. But I'm telling you, people, do your research. I tell you this all the time. Do your research. You'll probably never know how many people have vanished or disappeared in the United States or where they are. But at least you'll be aware to protect yourself. And like the guy said, people who had weapons, had a gun, those people were never taken from them campgrounds, and they probably weren't taken from them bus stations either. You got to protect yourself and have your loved ones protect themselves. Okay, I think that's all I want to say. I'm a little over the half an hour mark, but there are all these areas. This witchcraft has sprung up all over our country. It's everywhere. There's pockets of rural areas. There's pockets of neighborhoods in our cities that are nothing but communities of Satanists. That's why in New York they can put up those statues to the devil. That's why in London and other parts of the United States they're putting up these statues, these temples to Baal. This Satanism has been ingrained in our community. It has blossomed forth in every form of our society. And some people still don't believe in witches. They still don't believe them. But even if it's not witchcraft, even if it's not the Anunnaki, Bigfoot, whatever it is, People are vanishing in a very huge amount of numbers, and our government is on it. I'm telling you again, don't think your government. They've been experimenting on citizens since even before Hitler. They brought Hitler over here to help experiment on their citizens, and they wanted their technology. Nobody is uh, not expendable. And I said, I don't think there's not one person who does not know someone who has somebody who's vanished, like my sister-in-law, or know somebody that has disappeared and has been never heard from again. Think about it. So think about the numbers and think about what you could be or someone in your family could be next. I don't want to scare you. I just want you and your loved ones to be prepared. Oh, like my officers today coming by here because I was sitting here and I got the door locked. Now, I think they think that I locked the door because I'm scared. I'm not scared of these officers that drive back and forth here. I just know they stupid. And I know you should never underestimate your enemy. So when I was outside earlier, they pulled up and just sit there right here in front of my house. And I guess they thought I was going to run in the house because they came up and sit there because they know I had locked the door earlier. But the thing, I didn't lock it because I fear them. That's why I didn't run it in the house when they just park right there and sit there. I don't fear them, but I know they do some stupid things. And God say, be vigilant. But and another thing, fear is good sometimes. It's not fear where God doesn't give us I think I said it before, the spirit of fear. But He tells us to be aware. Because you have no control of man and what man is capable of. Man can be so cruel and inhumane to one another. Animals not like that. Man has no, some of them have no conscience. Some of them just get off on the thrill of hurting other people. And these witches, the things that I found out that they've done lately, how they use, drink, and eat body stuff, blood, sacrifice children, and the way they're just, there's something wrong with them. And if these people can do the things that they're doing, you can't put anything past them. You can't not think they're not capable of anything. So even though I don't fear them, I know they'll do anything. There's no line they won't cross. So I don't fear them, but I keep my butt covered. And that's what you guys need to do. Don't be scared. Just keep your butt covered. Well, I've talked enough. I wanted it out there. And like I said, this is the most important video because I never knew that so many people were vanishing in our parks, in our bus stations, in our motels, in communities, in rural areas. And this cannot be possible with that huge amount of people missing unless some high officials and our government was involved. There is no way you can keep that many people vanishing under wraps without help. All right. Love you guys. Be safe. Be prepared. Be informed. Do the research. Look and see how many people coming up missing. I love you. Bye-bye.